Hi Tony.
Good afternoon.
How are you today?
Oh, living the dream. How are you?
I'm alright, thank you.
Good.
What have you got for me then, Tony?
What have we got for you? Well, I've got a challenge for you today, bud.
A challenge?
I've got some scale model scenery baseboards.
Oh.
And what I want you to do is take these and build me a layout for Statfold Bar Model Railway exhibition in April.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
You up for that?
I think so. What do you want me to put on it though?
Whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
The world is your oyster.
Okay, so about these boards then, so that's scale model scenery, so these are slot together by the look of it in a bit of glue.
That's right, yeah.
Should be easy enough.
Yeah.
And so we got 1 metre, 1 metre, and I guess the other one's the same.
They're all the same size, so you've got three boards there to do whatever you want with.
That's fine, and they're not too deep either, so they can go up on my shelf.
Perfect for a shelf layout, yeah. Or of course they call it a diorama baseboard on its own.
Okay.
So put more than one together and you've got a layout.
I see. And you could this would be modular basically, won't it?
It would
so,
be, yeah, it
we
would
can
be modular.
Okay, so if I wanted to, I can add more later on.
Indeed.
Okay.
You can make it as long or as short as you want.
Okay. Well, I've always liked the Vale of Rydal, if that's how they say it.
That is, yeah.
So maybe I'll probably base it on something like that and some Great Westernisms coming into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great Western Narrow Gauge, and we're at a Narrow Gauge museum for the event.
That's true, yeah, so Statfold Barn, I didn't go last year, but it's got lots of Narrow Gauge locos there running.
That's right, yeah. So there's about 17, 18 working engines on site, and for the event we'll have 6 in steam.
Okay.
And the tram running as well, so
the tram.
All good, yeah.
Okay.
The Burton and Ashby district tram, that's always a little niche thing to see. Nice. Running up and down its own little independent line.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be really good. And obviously I'll be able to come and see it. Will I get time to go on that, or will I be busy on the layout the whole time?
Who knows?
Yeah, maybe you can run it for me whilst I go play trains.
Maybe I can. Well, I'm running everything else.
Yeah, because you won't be busy, will you?
Oh, no.
No. Okay, cool. And you'll be there as a trader as well,
I'll be there as a trader and as the co-organiser, yeah.
Okay, so, that's great. So
lots of different hats.
Lots of different hats. So, no, that's brilliant. Okay, well, I'll take that away and go make something.
It'll be a layout. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Absolute pleasure. Cool. Thank you.
That's that. Okay, so this is the board that I'm going to start working on. So there's one board that's different to these. One is a layout where you have it as in total 1 metre with 2 ends, which is nice, real micro layout, and then you can add to them. And these are kind of where this all slots in, so I can make a left, which has got a metre's worth of board, and a right with a metre's worth of board. I've had a few ideas of what I want to do, but what I'll do before I kind of go into how this is all gonna work is we'll put these together. It looks like it's all simple enough. A few bits of wood, a little bit of glue here and there. We'll see how well these slot together as well. I can then talk to you about some of the areas of it that I was wondering about. So yeah, let's get building. It's nice and simple. So I get this tape down the middle to create this, but we'll get the knife out, slice it open, we'll get it out. The scale model sceneries have got obviously the bit of info there, and then on the back it talks about how to put it together. Mentions that you need wood glue or a Dulux Materials Super Fatic, a block of wood and a mallet, I guess, to pop it together. So we'll continue with this and go from there. We'll read the assembly notes and then we'll have some fun. Okay, so the main thing is check it in a way of dry fit it and then glue it. You can glue it as a left hand or a right hand, which I already understood. And from there, really, that's it really. We'll get it together and have a look. Inside, we have some parts, which fell out when I got it apart. We've got some wing nuts, some M5 bolts to hold it together. That's very nice of them to supply that. Looks like these are supports to go on the inside from when we put it together. Got that lovely laser cut smell that you get from the burnt wood. Obviously got some long bits here, some more bits in here. So mate, that's the back. So that will sit like this. And it goes from there. So this one's unfortunately got a little bit of damage on there, probably from me, but that's not going to stop it going together. I guess I can, I'll figure that one out. That could be the back side of it anyway. So that'll be our front. Then we've got the little bits that go down the ends. There's an end there, which has got these holes in. I guess we knock them out or drill them, I don't know. that's the flat front, so this is actually the working area. Got these lines on here. Don't know what those lines are for. I don't know if they're to be hidden. So I'm guessing that will go more like this. But we'll figure that out. So I'll move these ones out of the way so we don't need them for now. And focus on that. We've got one front. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them and an end. So that is it together, really. The dry fit works out really nicely. It's actually quite snug. Makes you feel like it's a shame to pull it apart. Let down. What I do need to do is leave it dry fitted together, because I know that I'm going to want to cut a hole out of the end, and I want to work out where things are going to be. So I think I'll dry fit these all together. I can run glue, I feel, on the inner edges. I don't need to take it all apart to glue it together again when it comes to it. So yeah, so quite excited about that. I'll get the other one next to it and we can take a look at this. Yeah, I think I damaged some of the parts when I put it in the car. I feel a bit of glue and peel off the excess on this. Let's bolt it together. We're not going to notice that edge. Right, so that's together. So that's then that piece there. So then we're going to have double this. I'm not going to be able to show this on here, but the idea is I can build this up in a modular way. So I can work on this section here, get this right, move to the next section, and I can enjoy it within this area that I'm working on, which is something that is quite pleasing, because otherwise I need to go up into the loft to do things. So it's nice to have this, and this will be a layout with a Veil of Rido-esqueness coming on. Okay, so I'll get the others together. With the centres done, the two ends, I now want to look at the end detail. Comes with these pieces, which bring it up to, it's actually just past flush on here. I think it's on there. So I'm assuming with the nuts and bolts we get in here we have some wing nuts, some washers. So to hold the boards together and to keep it aligned, we have these joyful bits, and then I guess the wires can go through here, which would be good. I've got some little connectors, maybe I can pass through there, and yeah, we can figure it out from there. So yeah, so the wing nut will go onto the other side of it, pinch it together, and we're done, and it'll be together. The thing that I did wonder about was my left hand side. Do I have it one long left hand board? But when I have it here on my table, that'd be my meter used up, so I can't really maneuver around. So I like the idea of having 4 modular boards, which we can add to later on. What I want to use for the other ones, which I've got left and a right in a box, is actually the fiddle yard. I'll simulate it with the ones that I've already put together. What I'd like to do is have something like this. So the layout, I need 2 rights to simulate this. Basically, no, we're good. We'll go this way around. This might be a good way for you to see what I'm doing. Well, you won't be able to see what I'm doing. So this is the layout side here. Bring the camera around. So the layout goes across here. So you've got your 2 meters of stuff, of track, whatever going on. Then it will come in here through a hole into this area here. And the beauty of this area here, it's sealed off because I've got all this. Then the people watching can't see. So that will then bolt onto there. It will seal off here. I could have some information on the back of here, paint this all black, and then it will look right in front of me. I'll be able to have some little points and some stock sitting up here ready to swap things over. Cartridge system, I don't know what, but it'll be something. I quite like the idea of that. That excites me. So it makes it a really finished article. Having these scale model scenery kits means that you don't have to overthink and get things the right size or anything like that. You can put it together. Yeah, there's a bit of expense with it. You're spending £45 for the meters worth. So in total, it's 45, so it's 90. Then so basically like 135, top of my head. But that's your baseboards done. For what am I going to put this on? I've got some tables that I use for actually when I go racing RC cars. So I'm going to have those tables out and then put this on. And I'll be at the height that I am with you, and I'll be able to work the locos, then they'll go down that way to the other fiddle yard like this, which will be down the other end. So in total I'll have 3 meters of area for my layout, which excites me a lot. I can have someone working at the other end and say, right, we're ready, send it through, or it could be me going backwards and forwards the whole time. I think that's going to be great. So this is the last pack. I did the one which had a side and it was a straight, and then you can build it as a left or a right. This has a left and a right in there. So we're just going to use that, like I said before, for this fiddle yard. And yeah, be nice. I'm going to start gluing it together. Obviously the dry fit, you don't have to get everything apart. So my view is I will lift up little sections, drop in little bits of glue and drop it down. Hopefully it's not going to go all over my table. But I'm just going to put little bits in the, as they said on the work, the valleys. So you try not to put too much on. And if you do, let's get some tissue. You can mop up the excess. And then work your way around. It's the next day and I've put all of these together. The gluing stage takes a little bit of time because you've got to make sure, because there's lots of areas for you to glue it. So this one hasn't been glued yet, but you've got all the valleys, as it says, it describes, but you don't want to have to take it apart to do it. So yeah, so I've been putting bits of glue down the edges. I just want to go through these end bits with you. On the end here, we have a kind of like a support for the interface to other boards. So then you can bolt it all together with the bolt coming through here. So that will come out, obviously, you'll have another side and that'll hold it together. So that's nice, so they've incorporated that. Then we've got a hole for your wires, as we've talked about before. The only thing that I found was on some of the other boards, they haven't got the hole in, but there's marks for it. And that's so you can choose to use it. I'll be using it because 2 of the boards will be fiddle yards with them flip around like we've talked about. So I need the wires to go through to that to power it. So quite happy with that. So I'll just glue one of these on just to show you. It's really simple when you're doing it. Just put some glue on the back. Obviously putting a bit too much on. You can always spread it around and it will mush out to where it wants to go anyway. So you kind of just work it round. Okay, sometimes it's okay if there's a little bit too much or something, because it means it's not going to fall off. See if you want to line it up nicely without making too much mess, pop your bolt through. But one thing that will be good is using the wing nut and the bolt that's provided to pinch all together, so you don't end up with, let's say it's meant to be 8mm thick, it ends up being, well, 9 in one place and 8 in another. Spin them together, it's nice and easy. You have the wing nut there. Try not to get too much glue over the holes, otherwise you'll end up, well, having a screw that's a bit stuck, which might be alright for you, but for me, let's not do that. And all I use is get my finger within this hole, make sure it feels lined up, and I'm going to pinch that up. I'll do the other side, and then this piece will be done, and then get all the bits done. An area that I was concerned about when doing this project was, where do I store all of this? And utilising shelves is always good. These are only 20 centimetres deep, or 23. One of my old rules. So you can see here, just over the 21 mark. It's not, no, 22, sorry. And that marks out nicely. Where I store these in the future, that might change. Will I sell this layout later on? Who knows? But for now, I'll be able to look up and see my whole layout. It excites me having the narrow depth of the layout and the long length. It should be, being that I need to get this done by April, and I've got a lot of work coming up for my real life things, not necessarily my enjoyable hobby that I enjoy. So it should be keeping it simple. It's going to be a modular system, so I'll start with that piece, then to that, then to that, then to that. But I do need to consider what's going to be happening to all of it. In the next video, I'll go through the idea of the layout scheme, what I want to have where. But really what I want to end up with is talking about these two bits, which is my fiddle yard. This will be going up against there, turned round. So this board will be towards me, and the exhibitor can't necessarily see this. So that'd be the fiddle yard area. Same as this one, which will be for that end and flipped round. So, scale model scenery. You guys did a great job creating these boards. Make it easy for the customer to have some boards ready to go. They will bolt together, as I talked to you about. We'll go through all of the bolting together, wiring and things on future episodes. So that's this episode wrapped up. I hope you enjoyed just seeing the basic boards going together, and look forward to seeing what we're going to bring on future episodes. I want to start by saying thank you to all my subscribers, people that have liked the video and commented. Comments go a long way in regards to boosting my motivation. As for those that wish to help the channel furthermore, then thank you to my patrons and my channel members. You guys have been an absolute huge help in producing these videos and giving me motivation to keep going. So as always, it's the end of the video. You take care, look after yourselves, and I'll see you next time.